What is it about baseball that inspires us to dream? With the century coming to a close, we again come back to baseball, the great American game. In April of 1912, a ship named Titanic sank, and a ballpark named Fenway first opened its gates. In 1933, the first All-Star game was played, and with striking perfection, the Babe hit the game's first home run. Once again, it is summertime in America, and with its warmth comes the Midsummer Classic in the park whose unique character makes it so special. And tonight, the legends of the game will come.
Hey! Is this heaven?
No. It's Iowa. A cornfield that was transformed into a field of dreams allowed America to again believe in baseball's magic. And tonight, for love of the game, the imagination of this country will once again be captured by all the players of the game today and by its storied past. It's the American League and the National League playing in the All-Star game, a game between baseball's best. The beauty of baseball is marked by its players, from the Babe to Mighty Mac, from the Splendid Splinter to Nomar, from Say Hey to Sammy. On no other night do baseball stars shine as brightly. The perfect 9 against 9, a piece of wood and some leather. These are the tools of their trade. People will always come back to baseball. They call it our pastime, but more appropriately, it is our present and our future. In this final summer of the 20th century, tonight's All-Star game will be played beneath Boston's giant green monster. It just wouldn't be right anywhere else.
Ladies and gentlemen, in celebration of this, the last All-Star game of the 20th century, we now present the greatest collection of baseball talent ever gathered on one ballpark field. Ladies and gentlemen, your all-century team
greats, 2 past commissioners, Carlton Fisk, Tom Seaver, 35,000 rabid fans, George Brett. Tonight, the unending thread of baseball of the 20th century, Raleigh Fingers, Joe Morgan. That thread tied off neatly in what amounts to an all-time All-Star game. Good evening from Fenway Park.
Academy Award-winning actor, director, and baseball fan, Kevin Costner.
I'm honored to be a part of this great gathering. Together, these players represent the most talent ever assembled on a baseball field. And now, our all-century pitchers are a 4-time Cy Young Award winner, the all-time strikeout king among left-handed pitchers, Steve Carlton. He is the only 5-time Cy Young Award winner, and he struck out 20 batters in a game on 2 separate occasions. Roger Clemens. One of the game's most dominant closers. He won both the Cy Young and MVP awards in 1990. Dennis Eckersley. He pitched his first major league game at 17 and was the hardest throwing pitcher of his generation. Bob Feller. The first modern-day relief ace who saved 6 World Series games for the Oakland A's in the early 1970s. Raleigh Fingers. He exemplified competitiveness and consistency and won 7 straight World Series games for the St. Louis Cardinals. Bob Gibson. He won more games in the 1960s than any other pitcher and is the pride of the Dominican Republic. Juan Marshall. the Philadelphia Phillies to the 1950 pennant and was the ace of their staff for more than a decade. Robin Roberts. He was the ace of the 1969 world champion Miracle Mets. Three-time Cy Young Award winner Tom Seaver. He won 20 or more games 13 times and is the winningest left-handed pitcher in baseball history. Warren Spahn. And now our all-century catcher is a hero to Red Sox fans for his dramatic home run in the 1975 World Series. He holds the all-time record for games caught. Carlton Fisk. The all-century first baseman. He was the epitome of raw power, and he hit more home runs than any American League player in history except Babe Ruth. Harmon Killebrew. One of the game's most consistent switch hitters, he is one of only 3 players with more than 500 home runs and 3,000 hits. Eddie Murray. The all-century second baseman is this all-time record holder for home runs and games played at second base, won back-to-back MVP awards in 1975 and 1976 as a member of the Cincinnati's Big Red Machine, Joe Morgan. The all-century third baseman here tonight, the only player in Major League history to win batting titles in 3 decades. He led the Kansas City Royals to their only World Series championship in 1985. 1999 Hall of Fame inductee, George Brett. This 1993 World Series MVP ranks 8th on the all-time hit list and is the only player in World Series history to have 5 hits in a game. Paul Molitor. A clutch hitter who set the modern-day standard for defensive excellence by which all third basemen are judged. 16-time Gold Glove winner, Brooks Robinson. He possessed an unprecedented combination of power and defensive skill and speed that made him one of the game's all-time greatest third basemen. 3-time MVP and 10-time Gold Glove winner, Mike Schmidt. And now our all-century shortstop. He delighted Cub fans with his 512 home runs, steady fielding, and cheerful approach to the game. 2-time most valuable player, Ernie Banks. Considered the greatest defensive shortstop of all time. This fan favorite won 13 Gold Gloves, 12-time elected All-Star Ozzie Smith. He collected more hits in the 1980s than any other player and won the most valuable player at 2 different positions. 1999 Hall of Fame inductee, Robin Yount. outfielders are. An exceptional all-around player. He was a 24-time All-Star who became baseball's all-time home run king 25 years ago this season. Hank Aaron. A devastating force on the base paths. He was the best base stealer of his time and one of the greatest in history. Lou Brock. He redefined the role of the leadoff hitter and is the only player in history with more than 1,000 career stolen bases. Ricky Henderson. Known as Mr. October for his World Series heroics in New York and Oakland, he was one of baseball's premier power hitters and clutch players. Reggie Jackson. This 10-time Gold Glove winner, an 18-time All-Star from the Detroit Tigers, was one of the most durable and consistent players of his time. Al Kaline. He led the National League in home runs in his 7 of his 10 major league seasons, and his home run ratio is second only to Babe Ruth. Ralph Kiner. The Giants say, "Hey, kid." He played in 24 All-Star games, 4 World Series, and he won 11 Gold Gloves for his electrifying play in center field. Willie Mays. This 3-time most valuable player and 24-time All-Star for the St. Louis Cardinals was among the greatest all-around offensive players of the 1940s and 50s. Stan, the man, Musial. The only man ever to be named most valuable player in both leagues. He won the Triple Crown in 1966 and went on to manage the Indians, Giants, and Orioles. Frank Robinson. The last player to win the Triple Crown. And he is the only American League player with more than 3,000 hits and 400 home runs. Red Sox legend, Carl Yastrzemski. Ladies and gentlemen, you're all Century players.
Players help make the game. This game helped make these men. Smiling like little leaguers on a special night here in Boston. One very special introduction to come. But right now,
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, now let's meet the 1999 National and American League All-Stars. the coaches and reserves from the National League All-Stars. The coaches are from the Chicago Cubs, their manager, Jim Riggleman. From the Cincinnati Reds, their manager, Jack McKeon. And now the National League Reserves. From the Arizona Diamondbacks, outfielder Luis Gonzalez and pitcher Randy Johnson. From the Atlanta Braves, outfielder Brian Jordan and pitcher Kevin Millwood. From the Cincinnati Reds, first baseman Sean Casey and pitcher Scott Williamson. From the Florida Marlins, shortstop Alex Gonzalez. From the Houston Astros, pitcher Mike Hampton. Pitcher Billy Wagner. And pitcher Jose Lima. From the Los Angeles Dodgers, outfielder Gary Sheffield. From the Milwaukee Brewers, catcher Dave Nilsson. From the Montreal Expos, outfielder Vladimir Guerrero. From the Philadelphia Phillies, catcher Mike Lieberthal. And pitcher Paul Bird. From the Pittsburgh Pirates, third baseman Ed Sprague. From the St. Louis Cardinals, pitcher Kent Bottenfield. From the San Diego Padres, elected to start but unable to play due to injury, outfielder and all-century player Tony Gwynn. Pitcher Andy Ashby. And pitcher Trevor Hoffman. And from the San Francisco Giants, second baseman Jeff Kent. And now, let's meet the coaches and reserves from the American League All-Stars. The coaches are from the Boston Red Sox, their manager, Jimmy Williams. And from the Chicago White Sox, their manager, Jerry Manuel. And now, the American League All-Star Reserves. From the Anaheim Angels, pitcher Troy Percival. From the Baltimore Orioles, outfielder Harold Baines. Outfielder B.J. Surhoff. And pitcher Mike Mussina. And from the Boston Red Sox, second baseman, Jose Offerman. And from the Chicago White Sox, outfielder, Maglio Ordonez. From the Cleveland Indians, shortstop, Omar Vizquel. And pitcher, Charles Nagy. From the Detroit Tigers, catcher, Brad Osmus. From the Kansas City Royals, pitcher, Jose Rosado. From the Minnesota Twins, infielder, Ron Coomer. From the New York Yankees, shortstop, Derek Jeter. Pitcher, David Cone. And outfielder, Bernie Williams. From the Oakland Athletics, first baseman, John Jaha. And from the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, pitcher, Roberto Hernandez. From the Texas Rangers, pitcher, John Wetland. And pitcher, Jeff Zimmerman. And from the Toronto Blue Jays, third baseman, Tony Fernandez. And outfielder, Sean Green. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the manager and starting lineup for the National League. From the San Diego Padres, manager Bruce Bochy. Batting first, playing shortstop. From the Cincinnati Reds, Barry Larkin. Batting second, playing right field. From the Colorado Rockies, Larry Walker. Batting third, playing center field. From the Chicago Cubs, Sammy Sosa. Batting fourth, playing first base, an all-century player. From the St. Louis Cardinals, Mark McGwire. Batting fifth, playing third base. From the Arizona Diamondbacks, Matt Williams. Batting sixth, the designated hitter. From the Houston Astros, Jeff Bagwell. Batting seventh, the catcher. From the New York Mets, Mike Piazza. Batting eighth, playing left field. From the Milwaukee Brewers, Jeremy Burnett. Batting ninth, playing second base. From the Arizona Diamondbacks, Jay Bell. And tonight's starting pitcher, warming up in the bullpen, from the Philadelphia Phillies, Kurt Schilling. And now the manager and starting lineups for the American League. From the New York Yankees, manager Joe Torre. And now tonight's starting lineup. Batting first, playing left field. From the Cleveland Indians, Kenny Lofton. Batting second, playing shortstop. From the Boston Red Sox, Nomar Garcia Parra. Batting third, playing center field, an all-century player from the Seattle Mariners, Ken Griffey Jr. Batting fourth, playing right field, from the Cleveland Indians, Manny Ramirez. Batting fifth, playing first base, from the Cleveland Indians, Jim Thome. Batting sixth, playing third base, an all-century player, from the Baltimore Orioles, Cal Ripken. Batting seventh, the designated hitter from the Texas Rangers, Rafael Palmeiro. Batting eighth, the catcher from the Texas Rangers, Ivan Rodriguez. Batting ninth, playing second base, from the Cleveland Indians, Roberto Alomar. And pitching for the American League, warming up in the bullpen, from the Boston Red Sox, Pedro Martinez.
Present and past stars out tonight in Boston. We'll return to Fenway Park with the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, he wore the Red Sox uniform for 22 years. He wore the uniform of the United States Marines for 4.5 more. He owned left field at this very ballpark. He was the last man to hit 400 in a season, and he did it 58 years ago. He hit 521 home runs, including one on his last at-bat. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the greatest hitter that ever lived, number 9, Hall of Famer, baseball legend, Ted Williams.
Dramatically that.
Ladies and gentlemen, and all the players on the field, it's requested, please, that the all-century players head for Kansas early so that they can take their seats.
The legends of this game, today's stars, crowding around one of the greatest to ever play the game of baseball and one of the greatest to ever serve his country. We try as hard as we can and hope that this moment translates on television. The feelings that we're getting here at Fenway Park at this 70th Midsummer Classic. In just a moment, Ted Williams
My man right here. You're going to be everybody.
will throw out tonight's ceremonial first pitch.
Sorry I missed your party.
Joe, Bob, do you find yourself asking, can't this go on forever, to nobody in particular?
I personally hope it does, because I don't know if I can speak. What a moment.
Watch somebody like Mike Piazza, who Ted Williams told at a very young age when he was 16, when he was introduced to him, that you will be a major leaguer after seeing his swing. Ted Williams was right, and here tonight, Mike Piazza on hand to help celebrate one of the game's greatest players of all time. He is a star among stars, and on a night like this, that's saying a lot.
Whacking Mark McGuire on the left shoulder.
Now for the first pitch. Ted Williams is the pitcher. Carlton Fisk is the catcher.
Ted Williams will throw out tonight's ceremonial first pitch. He will throw it to Carlton Fisk.
I know.
Kyle Yastrzemski on hand as well. A celebration here tonight in Boston.
Ready? Ready. I got you.
With help from Tony Gwynn.
Where is he? He went in. Oh, all right.
Congratulations to Ted Williams. Congratulations to the game of baseball. Here tonight, a wonderful July night in Boston. Cool evening, fall-like atmosphere, and a moment that none of us will probably ever forget. We'll come back with the first pitch. The best the American League has.